Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eric Baile.
Hello. How are you? Everybody get up on your feet. Everybody, please get up on your feet. Turn the music up, man. Give me something there. Oh, let's go. Let's put the hands in the air. Let's get them up. Let's go. Little exercise. Let's go. Everybody, side to side. On the count of 3, I want you to scream. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that's good. Now we all warmed up. Thank you very much. Please sit down. Now, just turn down just a little bit. Yesterday I was at the Galleria Mall and walked into the mall. My wife and I doing some shopping, and you know how ladies like to shop, and my wife was buying everything. And all of a sudden, there was a group of Japanese tourists with cameras. They were taking pictures at me. I was like, hey, what's up? How are you? And I walked to the other side. It was more Japanese tourists. And they were taking more pictures. I was like, hey. And all of a sudden, one of them said, you're famous. And I said, really? They said, yeah, in our country. And I was like, wow, am I really that big in your country? So all of a sudden, my head started to swell. I was thinking, wow, I'm international. And then they said, can we have your autograph? I said, sure. So I signed Eric Baile. And they go, no, you Michael Jordan. I said, no. So I walked away, and as I walked away, some more people stopped me, and they said, Tiger Woods. I said, no. And as I walked away, I started to think, wow, I'm famous. I'm somebody. I mean something to someone. And then I walked into a store, and I thought I'd buy some cufflinks. And the guy looked at me and said, you can't afford these. And at that moment, I realized that no matter where you go, people are going to have a perception of you, and they're going to look at you, and they're going to be thinking something. But what you have to do is you have to realize that within each and every one of us, there is something there that no one can take away your substance. Let me ask you a question. And I want to ask you a question. How many people in this room have ever felt helpless in your life? Who has ever felt helpless? Anybody? Stand up if you felt helpless before. Just stand up. If you felt helpless at any time in your life, please stand up. Okay. Has anybody in this room ever felt overlooked? You know, like people look over you. Stand up then if you felt overlooked. Has anybody here ever felt like an outsider? If you felt like an outsider, you know, who's felt depressed? Anybody felt depressed? Come on, girl. I know you felt depressed before. And check this out. You know what you've just done? You've done something amazing. You've just proven my theory that we all are the same. That we all have same problems, same issues. We all should just get along, baby. We should just get along. Turn around and look at everybody. Turn around. No, look. Now look at that. All shapes, all sizes, all colors. And you know what I've just done? I've all just made you honorary members of the hood. You're in the hood. H, helpless. O, overlooked. O, outsider. D, depressed. You guys got some game. All right, now you can sit down. Now, the question is, how do you get out of the hood? No. Mentally, how do you get out of the hood? It's all about the equipment that you use each and every day. Now, what I've done is I brought you my main piece of equipment that I use when I play professional basketball. Oh, yeah. I was a ball player, and you know what? I could play for the Dallas Mavericks and really help you guys out, you know. So this here, this was my equipment, the ball. But the ball is flat. How can you play with a flat ball? This is what you do. You have a pump. And when the ball is flat, what do? You pump up the ball. Why? So you can shoot it. That was my equipment. Because with a flat ball, you can't shoot threes, you can't dribble, you can't do all the little things. Now, think about this. How many people in this room rely on your BlackBerries? Oh, look at the hands. Who relies on the computers? Laptops? Who in your mobile phone? If you lost your phone, you lose your life, your business, and that would be it. You go down the tube. Now, the question is, what equipment do you need to do your best work? What equipment do you need that will separate you from your competition? What equipment do you need that will set you apart from everybody else who wants to do what you do? What equipment do you need to help you with your family and every aspect of your life? It's simple. It's called the ability to dream. I passed out some forms there that actually has the word dream on it. Now, dream is not just a word that we use that you wake up in the middle of the night and say, oh, that was awesome. I'm talking about the kind of dream where each letter means something significant in your life. D is for dedication. Ask yourself, how many people are doing everything you possibly can to be the best at what you do? There are so many people that aim high. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also a lot of people that aim low. And guess what happens? They hit low. But I want you to think about what else you can do that will ensure that when you aim high, not only do you reach it, but sometimes you go further. R, realistic. How many of you set goals for this year? Hands up if you set goals for this year. Hands up, hands up, hands up. How many people are almost close to reaching those goals? How many people have a long way to go? How many look back at those goals and say, you know, maybe that was just a little bit too far for me? Hands up. Who said, okay, you have to be realistic in your goal. The other one is E, enthusiasm. Look at me. I'm on stage in front of all of you. I'm excited. I live in Australia, down under. The toilets flush the other way. Kangaroos run down the street and deliver the mail. They put this stuff called Vegemite on a sandwich. It's disgusting. But look at me. I am here with you. How enthusiastic am I? I woke up this morning and I couldn't find my Australian passport. I thought I had to spend the rest of my life back in Dallas and watch the Mavericks. But my wife was enthusiastic and she found my passport so I can go home. A, attitude. Who has a great attitude? Here's a question. How many people in this room think they have a good attitude? Who has a good attitude? Yo, man, you got a good attitude? Is your attitude good? Speak to me. Sure is. Stand up, stand up. What's your name? Mike. Turn around and tell the room. Say, I have a great attitude.
I have a great attitude.
And I wasn't finished with you, man. Now I want you to say, my attitude is contagious.
My attitude is contagious.
And it's worth catching.
And it's worth catching.
How many people in this room would like someone else to catch your attitude? Oh, I see a lot of hands not up. Now, this young lady right here said to me, oh, you're talking about attitudes? That mean you're going to be talking to me today? Yeah, I'm talking to you now. So your attitude has to be contagious. Now, M. Motivation. Motivation. My industry classifies me as a motivational speaker, but I don't like that word. You know why? Because when you're a motivational speaker or you say you're a motivational speaker, you walk into a room and you say a lot of good stuff. People feel happy and they walk out and that's it. I'm talking about activation. It's great to be motivated, but to be activated means that you're going to take the information you've been given and walk out and do something with it. You're going to actually go out and change lives. I am a catalyst of change. What I do is I instruct people, corporations, organizations, giant conferences, when they walk out of the room, that they're going to look at their lives and say, hey, I can do it. I can do anything. You might be looking at me and says, well, you're tall. You look like an athlete. So why should we think that you had any problems? Let me tell you something. 10 years of age, sitting in my class, South Central Los Angeles. Teacher says, hey, we're going to do some color in today. I was like, oh, color in, yes. And who likes to crayon? Who likes to color in? Remember the crayons? Teacher walks and says, okay, we want you to paint a picture of what your future will look like. And I looked around and everybody was all enthusiastic. Oh, yeah. They were doing Superman and Batman. But me, I struggled to think about what I was going to write. And finally, I started drawing. And the teacher said, come on up. And when I walked up to the front of the room, I had a picture. As I began to walk to the front of the room, I looked at my picture. And my picture didn't look too good. My picture didn't have a lot of dreams and hopes and aspirations. This was my picture. One picture was me in a county jail. Because society said because I was black and I lived in South Central Los Angeles that I could never have a job. I could never have an education. The other picture was me dead. 1960 to 1973, which meant I was only going to live another 3 years. Why did I draw this picture? Because no one told me how to dream. Because no one said, young man, one day you can be president of the United States. One day you can be a doctor. One day you can be a lawyer. One day you can go to university. Yes, my parents did everything they could for me. But sometimes you just need to have someone out there just encourage you. I'm not talking about give you a handout. I'm talking about somebody reaching out and says, I believe in you. You can accomplish greatness irrespective of the color of your skin or your race or your religion or what street you live in. We are in new times now. We're in a different era. As I look around the room, I can see some people here who've got some maturity, some years of experience, who have been around for a long time. You look back in the past and say, 30 years ago, would you ever have imagined that an African American could almost be president of the United States? Did you ever imagine that a female, a woman, could almost be president of the United States? Did you ever imagine that a senior citizen could almost be president of the United States? Hey, I'm an activational speaker. I got to keep it real. I got to tell you the truth. But did you ever think it was possible? No. So today, as you sit in this room, look at your life and ask yourself, are you dreaming big enough? As Kev said before about being comfortable. Don't be comfortable at where you are right now. Strive to be better than that. Because when you strive to be better than that, you know what you do? You take everyone else around you to the next stratosphere. And just as I got to the front of that classroom, this girl sitting in the front row, she snatched my picture out of my hand. The tears were running down my face because I had to reveal to the world that I don't dream. And she put another picture in my hand. And when I looked at the picture, I was like, no, this can't be possible. This cannot be me. And when I got to the front, I turned over my picture. She drew a little black kid playing in the NBA. She drew me playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. And I thought, no, that can't be me. And when I went back to my seat, I took my picture and I took it home and I thought all night, you know what? Is there a chance for me? Is there a chance for me? Yeah, there was a chance for me. And my chance, it started when somebody introduced in my head that I am somebody. And in your life, you will be told, for whatever reason, that you don't have the goods. Your clients that you come in contact, at some time in their life, they were told that they don't have the goods. And wouldn't it be just fantastic if each and every one of you started to realize that you're in a position to change attitudes of others around you by simply changing your own attitude? That's awesome. As a professional speaker, I travel the world speaking. And sometimes I speak in front of 500. Sometimes 1,000, sometimes I do a training room with 5 people for 3 hours. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's tough. But you know what? At the end of it, I walk out thinking, you know what? I think I might have helped you. Did I help you today? Oh, thank you. Will you sign me up later? Thank you. Okay, so here we go. So through this young lady handed me a picture, all of a sudden my life changed. I shifted. I went from not liking to myself to respecting myself. And all of a sudden, things got better. I learned to read. I started playing professional basketball. Awesome. My first experience in playing professional basketball was against Irvin Magic Johnson. Anybody ever seen Irvin Magic Johnson? He's 6'9". And my coach said to me, you have to stop him if you want to make the team. And I said, but he's 6'9". And with 10 seconds left, I had to go out and I had to score just one basket to win the game. And Eric Magic Johnson walked over to me and said, there's no way you're going to score this basket. And I said, you're right, I can't do it. Because I was living in the hood again. I shifted, and we will shift from time to time. I stopped using the right equipment. And with 10 seconds left, I ran away from the ball because he was chasing me. With 8 seconds left, he grabbed my arm. I kept running. With 6 seconds left, he scratched me. With 4 seconds left, he bit me. Now listen, let me tell you this. When you have a problem in your life and you run away, you know what happens to the problem? It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and soon enough it will swallow you up. And now I realize that he's gone from holding to scratching to biting. What's next? He fell down because I tripped him. With him laying down, my teammates threw me the ball and they said, shoot it. And I looked over at my team sitting on the bench and they were going, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. But there's always that one, isn't it? It's always that one person that no matter what you do will never ever like you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And on this night, it was my coach. Isn't that bad when a manager tells you you're no good? He stood on the chair because he was only this little. He stood on the chair and said, no, you idiot, no. And just as I got ready to shoot the ball, my problem got up. He wasn't 6'9" anymore. He was like 10 feet tall. And he had this voice saying, I will eat you. And now I realize I've got the ball. I'm going to give it back to my teammate because I don't want to fail. How many of us have been in positions where we've passed the ball away because we didn't want to fail? Hands up. Come on, be honest. You see, that's not the way you live your life. So you know what I did with the ball? I threw it to my teammate and said, wow, whew, it's over. And that idiot threw the ball back to me. And then you know what he did next? He ran away. So it's me, the basket, my teammates, Magic Johnson, 17,000 people in the stands, and now I'm jumping in the air thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I looked over to the side, and you know how I've got that last one, that motivate? I needed motivation to take this shot. I couldn't find it. I thought deeply, and then I saw 10 NBA cheerleaders with pom-poms. And it was like, do it, Eric! And I was like, yes! And I jumped up in the air. I took the shots. Magic Johnson jumped up, knocked me down to the ground, fell on top of me. And while I was on the ground, I didn't think about making or missing. I thought about taking the shot. The motivation wasn't the cheerleaders. The motivation wasn't the money. It wasn't the fame. The motivation was, I'm in a position because I dared to dream big. When I was 10 years of age and going to school every day, my mother would walk me to school. I had a bone disease in my knees. The doctor said I would never play sport, and I was an abnormal child. Kids used to throw rocks at me. They used to beat me. No brothers, no sisters. I lived in poverty. And every day she walked me to school, she says, one day you will do great things in your life. One day you will change someone's life. One day you will wake up and realize that you are special. That's why I took the shot. The shot went in. We won the game. You can clap for me. I'm not that vain. I made the shot. After the game, my coach walked over to me and fired me. I lost my career because one coach said to me, it was just luck. But my dream was to be a professional basketball player. And that's why I moved to Australia and played for 16 years. 16 years, 9 knee operations, and a hip replacement. And just when I thought that my life couldn't get any better, I was awarded a CSP award this year. I am thankful and blessed because a long, long time ago, somebody introduced to me the notion of dreaming and dreaming big. Mama, who I love very, very much, Mama died 2 years ago. She died in South Central Los Angeles. That same house where she and my father encouraged me to dream.